We live on a placid island of ignorance in the midst of black seas of infinity, and it was not meant that we should voyage far. This sentiment, penned by Howard Phillips Lovecraft, is not merely the opening line to a frightening tale. It is the cornerstone of a comprehensive and terrifying philosophy. The Cthulhu mythos is more than a collection of stories about tentacled monsters and ancient gods. It is a sustained literary and philosophical project designed to explore the most profound horror imaginable, the horror of utter cosmic insignificance. This is the philosophy of Cosmicism, a worldview so bleak and unsparing that it reduces all of human history, achievement, and aspiration to a fleeting, meaningless accident in the face of an unfeeling and incomprehensible void. To understand this nightmare philosophy, one must first understand the man who conceived it. H.P. Lovecraft was a product of his time and his temperament. Born in 1890 in Providence, Rhode Island, he was a man out of step with the burgeoning 20th century. He was a reclusive, neurotic intellectual, haunted by anxieties, plagued by ill health, and possessed of a deep-seated fear of the unknown. His world was one of antique colonial architecture crumbling under the weight of modernity, a world where the old certainties of the Victorian era were being systematically dismantled. The discoveries of Einstein were revealing a universe far stranger than Newton had imagined, while archaeology and geology were extending the timeline of history to an almost unimaginable scale, dwarfing the brief chronicle of human civilization. It was from this crucible of personal anxiety and civilizational vertigo that Lovecraft's unique brand of horror was forged. He channeled his fears of the sea, of immigration, of scientific discovery, of the sheer scale of time, into a mythology that perfectly expressed the dawning modern horror of a universe stripped of its divine purpose. The central tenet of Cosmicism is cosmic indifference. This is what separates Lovecraftian horror from nearly all other forms. In a Gothic tale, the universe is often moral. Evil is a force that is actively malevolent, and it is usually pitted against an opposing force of good. In Lovecraft's cosmos, there is no such conflict. The universe is not evil, it is simply not concerned with us at all. The beings he called the Great Old Ones or the Outer Gods, entities like Cthulhu, Azathoth, and Yog-Sothoth, are not devils to be fought or demons seeking to corrupt human souls. They are forces of nature, as alien to human morality as a hurricane or a black hole. When Cthulhu dreams in his sunken city of R'lyeh, his telepathic emanations drive mortals insane not out of malice, but as an incidental byproduct of his alien consciousness. As Lovecraft wrote, "The human race will disappear. Other races will appear and disappear in turn. The sky will become icy and void, pierced by the feeble light of half-dead stars, which will also disappear. Everything will disappear. The horror lies not in being hated by the gods, but in the realization that they do not even notice our existence. We are but ants on a sidewalk, and the Great Old Ones are the indifferent footfalls of a passerby." Flowing from this cosmic indifference is the second pillar of Lovecraft's philosophy, the inherent danger of knowledge. His protagonists are almost never soldiers or heroes. They are scholars, antiquarians, scientists, and linguists. They are men of reason who believe that the universe can be catalogued, understood, and ultimately controlled through the human intellect. Their tragic flaw is this very hubris. In their quest for truth, they inevitably stumble upon a forbidden text like the Necronomicon, or decipher a non-Euclidean carving on a Cyclopean ruin. In doing so, they do not find enlightenment. they find madness. The knowledge they uncover is a truth so vast and so contrary to the human-centric model of reality that the mind cannot accommodate it without shattering. The sanity of Lovecraft's characters is a fragile shell, a set of comforting lies we tell ourselves about our own importance. To learn the truth of the cosmos, that humanity is a cosmic mistake, and that incomprehensible forces writhe just beyond the veil of perception, is to lose one's mind. Knowledge is not power, it is the gateway to annihilation. Ultimately, this leads to the complete and total demolition of anthropocentrism. For millennia, Western philosophy and religion have placed humanity at the center of creation. We are made in God's image, endowed with reason, possessing an immortal soul, and acting out a great drama of salvation or damnation on the universal stage. Lovecraft systematically dismantles this comforting worldview. In his universe, we are nothing. We are a brief biological anomaly on an insignificant speck of dust orbiting a run-of-the-mill star in a forgotten corner of an unremarkable galaxy. Our concepts of justice, love, sin, and purpose are meaningless local customs with no cosmic validity. The true masters of the universe are ancient, alien, and utterly beyond our comprehension. As he states in The Call of Cthulhu, the sciences, each straining in its own direction, have hitherto harmed us little, but someday the piecing together of dissociated knowledge will open up such terrifying vistas of reality and of our frightful position therein, that we shall either go mad from the revelation or flee from the deadly light into the peace and safety of a new dark age. The nightmare philosophy of the Cthulhu mythos is the dawning realization of this frightful position. It is the horror of looking into the abyss and not finding a monster staring back, but finding nothing at all that recognizes you are even there. In summary, the philosophy of H.P. Lovecraft is a profound and unsettling meditation on meaninglessness. It posits a universe defined by three core truths. First, that the cosmos is vast, ancient, and utterly indifferent to the existence of humankind. Second, that human reason and science are fragile instruments, incapable of grasping the true nature of reality without leading to madness. And third, that all our beliefs in human centrality and purpose are comforting illusions, destined to be swept away by the reawakening of alien forces, to whom our entire civilization is less than a fleeting dream. It is a philosophy that finds horror not in the presence of evil, but in the absolute absence of meaning. You can support the channel on Patreon or by liking, commenting, or sharing the content. Thank you for watching.